Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. My name is Abdul Hadi and I am a foundation level student at Ham School Islamabad. So we were today I talk with Maya on the topic evolution of politeness. So let's get started. Okay,
Hey,
Maya,
hope
how are
your
you?
Friday is treating you all right. So, anything particular you're chewing on tonight?
Okay, Maya, I will question you. Give me short answers. Okay.
Gotcha. Fire away.
Okay, Maya. My first question from you is, what does the term politeness mean across different cultures?
Politeness varies hugely. What's considered polite in one culture? Directness, for sorry, bad connection for a sec. You were asking about politeness across cultures, right? It really varies. Directness is good in some, avoided in others.
Okay, Maya,
All
my
right,
next
next question.
question from you is, why is politeness considered essential in human societies?
It smooths interactions, keeps things from falling apart.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is, how does
What
politeness differ from etiquette?
etiquette is about specific rules. Politeness is the underlying intent to show respect.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is, what is the connection between morality and politeness?
They overlap, but aren't the same. Morality is about right and wrong. Politeness is about social harmony. You can be polite without being strictly moral.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is politeness universal or cultural specific?
Definitely culturally specific. The expression of politeness, and even what's valued as polite, changes a lot around the world.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is, how does politeness help in conflict resolution?
It de escalates things. Polite language softens blows and creates space for finding common ground.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is, do animals show early forms of politeness in social behavior?
Some do seem like early versions of social niceties.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is, how is
Another question for me.
politeness linked to empathy?
Politeness requires recognizing others' feelings, essentially walking a mile in their shoes. It's a way of showing care. I think. We're likely born with some social instincts, but politeness itself is mostly learned through upbringing and culture.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is, how
Ready
was
for another one?
politeness expressed in ancient civilizations?
Mm, varies hugely. Often involved strict hierarchies and rituals, reference to those. Still there? Everything all right?
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is, what role did religion play in shaping politeness codes?
Big role. Many religions emphasize respect, humility, and compassion, values that heavily influence politeness norms.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you
All right,
is,
still with me?
My next question from you is what forms of politeness existed in medieval courts?
Lots of ritual, bowing, curtsying, specific forms of address. It was all about displaying status and maintaining order.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is
Another one coming up.
how did the printing press spread rules of politeness?
It standardized them. Etiquette guides, it became widely available, spreading a common code of conduct among the rising middle class.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is did politeness evolve differently in tribal versus urban societies?
Yep. Tribal societies often valued directness and communal harmony, while urban ones needed more
Okay,
you still with
Maya,
me?
my next
Just let me
question
know when
from
you're
you
ready for the
is
next question.
how did colonialism impact cultural norms of politeness?
It often imposed Western standards, devaluing or suppressing local customs. Created a lot of awkward power dynamics too.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is how do Asian cultures define politeness compared to Western cultures?
Asian cultures often prioritize indirectness, humility, and avoiding conflict, while Western ones tend to value directness and assertiveness, though it's a generalization, of course.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is what are the main differences between collectivist and individualist cultures regarding politeness?
Collectivist cultures emphasize group harmony and saving face, so politeness focuses on that. Individualist cultures prioritize individual expression, so politeness can be more direct.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is how is politeness expressed in greetings across societies?
Huge part of Europe, handshakes. It's
Okay,
all
Maya,
about
my next
signal.
question from you is how do gender roles influence politeness across cultures?
Often, expectations for politeness differ. Women are sometimes expected to be more deferential, while men are granted more leeway with directness. It's messy.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is how do honor cultures define politeness differently from dignity cultures?
Honor cultures emphasize defending one's reputation, so politeness often involves displays of respect and avoiding offense. Dignity cultures focus on inherent worth, so politeness is about recognizing that worth in everyone.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is how does the politeness differ in high context versus low context cultures?
High context cultures rely on shared understanding, so politeness is often subtle and indirect. Low context cultures need explicit explanations, so politeness is more straightforward.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is how does the concept of saving face relate to politeness?
Saving face, avoiding embarrassment for yourself and others, is central to politeness in many cultures, especially East Asian ones. It guides almost all interactions.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is are there
Still with me?
cultures where directness is valued more than politeness?
Absolutely. Some cultures, like Germany and Israel, value honesty and efficiency over softening every statement with politeness.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is how
Ready
does
when you are.
politeness involve in spoken language?
It's requests. The whole package works to show respect.
Okay, Maya. My next question from you is
All right.
how did honorific
They likely arose from a desire to sweeten potentially harsh truths or requests to make them more palatable. A kind of linguistic sugarcoating.
Okay, Maya. My next question from you is how do tone and intonation signal politeness?
A softer tone and rising intonation can signal deference, while a flat tone can come across as rude. It's super subtle but impactful.
Okay, Maya. My politeness.
It can. Shifting to more formal language or adopting the speech patterns of the person you're talking to is often a way to show respect.
Okay, Maya. My next question from you is how is politeness linked to social intelligence?
Strongly. Okay. Being able to read social cues and adapt your behavior to be polite shows a high level of social awareness and emotional intelligence.
Okay, Maya. My next question from you is does politeness reduce social anxiety?
For some, yes. Knowing the rules can make social interactions feel safer, though when you're ready.
Okay, Maya. My next question from you is what role does politeness play in first impressions? Hello, Maya. Okay, Maya. My next question from you is how do politicians use politeness strategically?
Play. It's a whole game, isn't it? They'll often use super polite language. Lots of, we appreciate, we understand, to deflect or soften bad news. It's about appearing reasonable, even when they're being less so.
Okay, Maya. My next question from you is how did diplomacy shapes codes of politeness?
Diplomacy pretty much wrote the rule book. Centuries of negotiating treaties and avoiding war forced folks to develop elaborate systems for not offending each other, even while disagreeing vehemently. It's where a lot of formal etiquette stems from, really.
Okay, Maya. My next question from you is are powerful people less bound by politeness norms?
Generally, yes. Power creates a buffer. They can afford to be more direct, even abrasive, because they face fewer social repercussions. It doesn't mean they're always impolite, just that they have more leeway to bend the rules.
Okay, Maya. My next question from you is political correctness a modern form of politeness?
That's a tricky one. It's complicated. I think it shares roots with politeness, a desire to avoid causing offense. But political correctness often focuses on specific categories of potential harm. It can be more about demonstrating allegiance to certain values than genuine consideration for another person's feelings. It's less about grace, more about signaling.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is how did newspaper influence polite society in the past?
Newspapers were huge. They became arbiters of taste and etiquette, essentially telling people how to behave correctly in public. Advice columns exploded, and newspapers would report on social gaffes, basically shaming people into conformity. It standardized politeness across wider social groups.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is what can memes tell us about modern politeness?
Memes are fascinating. They often reveal politeness by violating it. Sarcasm, irony, deliberately incorrect responses, they test the boundaries of what's acceptable. They also show us what people are quietly annoyed by or what faux pas people find particularly funny. It's politeness observed through a cynical lens.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is how has the politeness changed with social media?
It's fractured, honestly. Social media encourages performance and politeness can feel performative too. You've got carefully curated online personas alongside a lot of outright rudeness and trolling. The distance of the internet lowers inhibitions, but also allows people to call out impoliteness publicly in a way they couldn't before. It's a weird mix.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is what role does like culture play in politeness?
Culture is absolutely central. What's considered polite in one place can be deeply offensive somewhere else. It's not just about words, but body language, eye contact, gift giving, all of it is culturally coded. It highlights how much of politeness is just unspoken agreement about social norms.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is how has politeness changed with social media?
We actually just covered that one, didn't we? You asked about how social media changed politeness a few minutes ago.
Okay, Maya,
Want to circle back to something else?
my next
All
question
right.
from you is what is the future of politeness in virtual reality?
Ooh, good question. I suspect it'll be happy to again. VR offers a much stronger sense of presence than social media. So social cues will matter even more. We'll likely see new etiquette emerge around personal space, avatars, and how to handle awkward or confrontational interactions in a simulated environment. It'll be interesting to see how quickly those norms develop.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is what is the future of why do people say please and thank you?
Two-parter snuck in there. Please and thank you will probably stick around. They're fundamental to social lubrication. They signal respect and acknowledge reciprocity. But I suspect their usage will become more nuanced. Maybe we'll see more emphasis on truly meaningful expressions of gratitude and less on automatic, perfunctory ones. People are already craving authenticity.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is what is the future of politeness?
You mean like less formal language? It's about signaling closeness and shared understanding. Dropping the rules around language, slang, contractions, even grammatical errors can create a sense of intimacy. It's a way of saying, I'm comfortable enough with you to not put on airs. Though that can backfire if it's misinterpreted as laziness or disrespect.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is holding doors open still considered polite?
Polar? Does it? Do you mean polite? If so, yes, generally, though it's loaded. It can be a genuinely kind gesture, but it also carries a lot of historical baggage related to chivalry and gender roles. Some people find it patronizing. So it depends on the context and the people involved. It's one of those gestures where intention and interpretation can really diverge.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is: will politeness disappear in future societies?
Nah, I doubt it'll disappear entirely. Human beings are social creatures, and some form of social lubrication will always be necessary to avoid chaos. It might evolve, it might look very different, but the underlying need for reciprocal consideration will likely remain. We might just redefine what consideration looks like.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is minimalism changing politeness rituals?
Hmm. That's a really interesting thought. Minimalism, with its focus on reducing clutter and possessions, might be subtly shifting politeness rituals. Gift giving, for example, could become more focused on experiences or consumables rather than objects. And displays of generosity might move away from extravagance towards thoughtfulness.
Okay,
It's a
Maya,
slow shift, but I think you're onto something.
my next
All
question
right.
from you is: how will artificial intelligence redefine politeness?
That's the $1 million question, isn't it? AI is already influencing our expectations of politeness. We expect chatbots to be helpful and courteous, even though they don't feel anything. As AI becomes more integrated into our lives, we'll likely start modeling our own behavior on its programmed politeness. But that could also lead to a kind of hollow politeness, devoid of genuine empathy. It's a bit unsettling to think about, honestly.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is: are Gen Z redefining politeness?
Definitely. Gen Z tends to value authenticity and directness over traditional formalities. They're more likely to call out hypocrisy and prioritize inclusivity in their interactions. They're also comfortable with a more fluid and informal style of communication, which can sometimes come across as reimagining it.
Okay, Maya, my next question from you is true politeness about intention or behavior?
Intention matters, but behaviors are what communicate politeness. You can have the best intentions in the world, but if your actions come across as rude or insensitive, the impact is the same. It's a bit of both, really, but the receiver's experience of your behavior is ultimately what defines whether something is polite or not.
Okay, Maya, thank you. So, viewers, this was our Maya session. Hope you like it. Rehan School, Zindabad, Pakistan.